All right, so that's covering our audio, our video, and our time code. But let's talk about what's really cool on the Pix240, all right? And that's the media. Option number one for recording, compact flash. So right in here, you've got a little compact flash card slot. You can find on their website which compact flash cards are sort of recommended. You know, you don't want to put any class 4, class 6 stuff in there. You want a class 10, something that's going to equal or exceed the recording bit rate that you want your codec to be in. So let's say you're using Apple's ProRes 422HQ, 240 megabits per second, right? You want to have basically double that capacity. So you want to use SanDisk's 300X or better compact flash cards. All right, but compact flash cards are boring. Excuse me. What's exciting is solid-state drives. Solid-state drives. And so when you want to put your solid-state drive into the Pix240, you get yourself a Sound Devices Pix Caddy. So one of the approved solid-state drives is this awesome Otherworld Computing 480 gig solid-state drive. And you'll note that it's sort of inserted into my Pix240 Caddy. What's cool about this Caddy? Three ways to get your data off the Caddy. All right, so you shot on your C300, you shot on your Nano Flash, you've recorded to compact flash cards, you're in the field, you want to copy that stuff to your laptop. How long does that take? Forever, man, forever. Because all they have really are USB 2.0 connectors for your compact flash cards. Throw that away. Get yourself a Pix240, get yourself a Pix Caddy. Let's go back to Let's go back to camera 1 for just a moment here. All right, USB 3.0, insanely fast. FireWire 800 megabits per second, like twice the speed of USB 2.0, and eSATA, 3 gigabits per second. You can access this media faster than real time, all right? On eSATA, you can have your data transferring screaming fast off of your solid-state drive right into your computers. If you didn't want to record on a solid-state drive because you didn't want to be limited to the 480 gig drive, what options do you have? This is my favorite. Where the Pix240 Caddy connects, right here. Let's go to camera 1 for a sec, please. Can you get in on that? Do you have any light on this? Yeah. There is an eSATA connection right here. So if you were in a studio setting, sort of controlled atmosphere, and you had an eSATA cable long enough to get to a drive, you can actually use a G drive, as long as it's a 4th generation G drive. Run an eSATA cable right out of the Pix240's connection to something like a 2 terabyte G drive or an 8 terabyte G-Speed RAID, something like this. And then you are limitless. Why? This is not an MS-DOS only format device. This is using the UDF format for file systems. So you're no longer limited to a 4 gigabyte file limit. UDF is really limitless. So you can go up to about an hour on a single clip. Get yourself a G drive, 4th generation or better, right? Excuse me. Connect an eSATA drive, and you're computerless and limitless on the file sizes that you can record. I think that's very exciting. You guys would agree. All right. One thing that is missing, one thing that I haven't found yet on the Pix240 is a manner to overlay my LCD information to the HDSDI output. That might help our Video Village guys out a little bit so that they could show things like the time code, like the codec, and some of the other information that's sort of important right on the front of this panel. But you'll notice if I had audio coming in, I've got audio meters 1 and 2. I've got battery information, whether I'm on external supply or battery supply. It tells me that I'm coming in on analog audio. My compact flash card is offline, and since I ejected my Caddy, my SSD is offline. Time code coming in from my Canon C300 tells me I'm in ProRes 422HQ, 1080-60i. It's got all this sort of important information right on this monitor. You can take it away if you like, so you've got a clean image. You can bring it back up. But again, one thing I haven't seen yet is the capacity to put that information on the HDSDI or the HDMI output. Before we leave HDSDI and HDI output, it benefits us to say this does act as a converter. All right, so you've got an HDMI monitor, an HDSDI input. It will put your HDSDI signal right onto your HDMI output. Look at that beautiful picture. Look how beautiful that is. Oh yeah, and you can plug a USB keyboard in for clip naming and stuff like that. Importantly, there is a headphone jack. So, I mean, if you've got a monitor, you know your your video's okay. But how do you know your audio's okay? Please, guys, plug in a set of headphones. That's really going to save you. So, this is the Pix 240. Scott Wellington loves it. I love it. Midtown Video's got it. It's what is it? About $27.50 to buy the device. $115 for a Pix 240 Caddy. Come and check it out. It's really going to reduce your post-production and ingest time and increase the amounts of things you can do on the set. HDMI conversion between HD SDI, eSATA recording directly to a G drive. That's pretty awesome. So we've got a question coming in from the internet before we move on here. Let's go to Debbie.
Carlos wants to know what format does the Pix 240 record on? H.264, QuickTime, etc.
Thank you, Carlos, for watching. Thank you for your question. The answer is it's creating QuickTime files, so .mov files, but they're not H.264 codec. The two codecs that you can choose are Apple's ProRes 422, right? Light Proxy, Regular, or HQ, and then Avid's DNX HD, and you've got a couple options there. So it's either the DNX HD or the ProRes codec. It's wrapped into a QuickTime.mov file. All right, hopefully that answers your question. Fantastic.